This news could not have come at a better time. After a 10-game hiatus, Paolo Banchero has finally returned to the Magic lineup. And while the team has been rolling in his absence, he has absolutely been missed. And I would venture to guess that we will be seeing the full extent of Paolo Banchero's impact very soon. We're going to talk about that here today on Magic Digest. But first, let me welcome you all back to the Magic Digest channel. I'm your host, Sam Rodriguez. You guys know what I'm going to ask you to do if you're watching and you are not yet subscribed. What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a video here with us on Magic Digest. I'm going to be locked in with you guys for all 82, and I can confidently say deep into the playoffs this season, especially now that P5 is back in the lineup. So we can just go ahead and hop right into it here today. So we all got that notification today that Paolo Banchero is finally back after that 10-game hiatus with that groin strain. And I don't know about y'all, but I was a little surprised to get this notification considering we had only heard that Paolo was doing non-contact drills as of late this week before the last game. Actually, if I recall, Coach Mosley had said he was doing non-contact drills, so I had not anticipated him back at this point. But naturally, Paolo was extremely excited to be back. And having the opportunity to get to play with his teammates again before the game. He was asked about the opportunity and he said, I'm sure it'll be an adjustment. I'm sure I'll have a lot of adrenaline, but my legs feel very fresh. It's not the same as it was last year where I missed 30 something games. I've done a ton of testing, running, jumping, and dunking. All the movements that I normally do in the game, I've been able to do without any pain or discomfort. So I'm excited, and I'm sure Magic fans are super excited to hear that, especially that part about it not being the same as it was last year. Now, Paolo was under a minutes restriction tonight. He played 20 minutes to be exact and posted 9.6 rebounds and 2 assists in that time. I am not going to look too much into his performance or break it down too much. I do think he's right in the sense that it's going to take a bit of time and adjustment. Though I do hope the Magic continue to approach this delicately because those groin strains can be tricky, and it's very imperative that the Magic maintain their overall health this season. But I did see a tweet that I wanted to address. It was about the fact that Paolo came back, and in that same game that he comes back, Bane only has 5 points, and we know Bane has been back to his normal self. So this was obviously not a good game from him. But let's just clear that up here and now. This is not a Bane regression by any stretch of the imagination or a Bane readjustment because Paolo's back. Earlier in the season, when Bane was struggling, it was because he was barely touching the ball. He would have 5 shots here, 6 shots there. Bane went 2 for 16 tonight and 1 for 8 from three. He took 16 shots, 8 of which were threes. He had a bad game, a terrible game. That's pretty much that. So we can kind of just move on from that, right? I also want to remind Magic fans that we're maybe not as enthused or encouraged by Paolo's performance tonight. Again, I would say don't look too much into it, but just as a reminder, that despite the Magic going 7-3 in his absence, the starting lineup with Paolo Banchero was, in fact, one of the best starting lineups in the league with a 19.3 net rating. And just as another reminder here, this is what Paolo was doing before he went out with that groin strain. So, again, there has been some inconsistencies to start the season, a lot of ups and downs and injuries being rehabbed. We had Suggs in the beginning of the season ramping up, and now Paolo, but Suggs is fully ramped up. And now with Paolo back, hopefully we'll start to see all of the pieces of this team come together the way we imagined and the way they have clearly come together on paper and on the court. Now, tonight's game was another one of those close games where the Magic just had to grind out a win, which they did behind Wagner's 32 and another 22 from Suggs. But just a few stats from the box score that I love that jump out to me is that the Heat only shot 19 threes, which is a lot fewer than they typically shoot. And the Magic are the best in the league at limiting opponents' 3-point attempts. So I love to see that in action. And once again, I have to point to the turnovers. The Magic only had 10. So I'm happy to see that they're continuing the trend of taking care of the basketball, especially as they struggled with that early in the season, which we discussed in one of our last videos here on Magic Digest. And I love to see them doing work at the line where they also lead the league in most attempts, 12 of them which came from AB tonight, which we love to see him attacking and getting to the rim. He is such an essential part of that bench unit, which leads me to my next point. We didn't tonight, and we haven't seen as much from Tristan da Silva over the last few games, though overall, I do think he did a fantastic job um, in Paolo's absence. Jamahl Mosley spoke of this before the game as well, and he said, I'd be remiss if I didn't say what a great job he's done stepping into that starting role, his confidence, swagger, the way he's played basketball for us, and then Paolo being out has been huge. And now with that second unit unfolding, it just gives that group more confidence, more spacing on the floor, just his ability to create plays and also knock shots down. But that being said, and going back to what I said earlier about the pieces of this team finally coming together as they should, I would like to see that confidence back in Tristan. Him and AB are such weapons coming off the bench. They can shoot that three ball, which we know this is something that the team struggles with and continues to struggle with. But like I said, they're huge weapons coming off the bench, and they're going to be huge pieces when it comes playoff time. You have to go to that bench and you have to get production from that bench. So overall, I'm happy to see Paolo back, and I'm really happy for the upcoming continuity that this team is finally going to have now that they have all of their pieces back healthy. I do think there are still some things that need to be figured out. And hold up, let me rewind. Actually, this team does not have all the pieces of their team healthy. I forgot about Mo Wagner, who is an extremely important piece of this team, especially his personality. So that's just an added benefit to have Mo Wagner back. But in the meantime, this team is very close to being whole. There are some things going back to what I was about to say that I do think still need to be figured out, like Jonathan Isaac's role on this team, for example. When we talk about inconsistencies, that is a major one. Sometimes he plays more than 10 minutes, but typically he plays maybe 7. Tonight, he didn't play at all. So I think that is one of the major things that the Magic need to figure out. And I think it's going to be figured out eventually and hopefully soon. But getting back to Paolo, who is the star of this video today, we're going to see if he plays more minutes this Sunday when the Magic face the New York Knicks for the third and final time this season to see if they can sweep the season series, unless, of course, they end up facing them in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. But one game at a time, y'all. So do me a favor, make sure you are subscribed to the Magic Digest channel. Drop a comment below and give me your prediction for Sunday's game. It's a matinee game. It starts at 12 p.m. at Madison Square Garden. I would love to see your predictions, and I will catch you all next video.